Election night again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the election coverage. And we are about to embark on the first college football playoff rankings. When they come out with those, the top 12, I will let everybody know. So welcome to another edition of Endzone. I'm your ugly ass host, Ryan Neff. Welcome. Let's go through week number 9 review, and then I will preview week 10 in the NFL. Questions, comments, criticisms, all welcome. Criticisms, that is. It all started last Thursday night. The Ravens beat the Dolphins 28-6. Game wasn't close. Dolphins are in disarray. They just keep sinking deeper into the abyss. The return of Lamar Jackson, of course, my Verizon pad is now fucking with me like it always does. Oh, there we go. Lamar Jackson, 18 of 23, 204 yards, 4 passing touchdowns. More importantly, no picks. Derrick Henry, 19 carries, 119 yards. Zay Flowers, leading receiver, 5 for 64. Roquan Smith, 12 total tackles. From Miami, Tua struggled again, 25 of 40, 261, no touchdowns and a pick. Devin Achane, 14 carries, 67 yards. Jalen Waddle, 6 catches, 82 yards. Dante Trader Jr., the leading tackler. You go to the team stats, and you'll hear this team a lot tonight. Dolphins turned it over 3 times, Baltimore none. Baltimore 150 yards rushing. Miami 87. Baltimore 5 of 13 on third down. Miami 2 of 12. Hence, therefore, thusly, and ergo, the Ravens with the win. Only 2 games back of first. They have a manageable schedule the rest of the way, so they could make a run. They are 3 and 5. The Dolphins are 2 and 7. The Dolphins they stink. I'm not exactly sure how Mike McDaniel has a job yet, but they came out and said this week that he's going to be the coach the remainder of the season. A slow death. And you can't make this up with the fuck game. Bears beat the Bengals 47-42 because neither defense can tackle. They don't know the situation. There's no fundamentals. That's what the NFL stands for. It's not the National Football League. It's the No Fundamentals League. Both defense were hard. Not only did the Bengals lose to the Jets, they lose this game in this kind of fashion. And I'm surprised Zach Taylor has a job. Caleb Williams was 20 of 34, 283 touchdowns, no picks. Kyle Monangai, in replace of DeAndre Swift, who was out with an injury. 26 carries, 176 yards. Chicago, Colston Loveland, ladies and gentlemen, 6 catches, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns receiving. Jermaine Edmonds, 9 total tackles. They're releasing the college football playoff rankings, the first edition. On the number 25 position, Tennessee. Pittsburgh is 24th. Sleeper for the ACC title. So Tennessee's 25th, Pittsburgh's 24th. For the Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Flacco was 31 of 47, 470 yards, 4 touchdowns, but he threw 2 picks. Cincinnati ran the ball 15 times for 46 yards. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase both over 100 yards receiving. T. Higgins with 2 touchdown receptions. Jordan Battle, 12 total tackles. College football playoffs, again, Tennessee 25th, Pittsburgh 24th, Washington is 23rd. The Bengals are 3 and 6. The Bears, surprisingly, 5 and 3. Missouri is 22nd in the college football playoff rankings, and Michigan is 21st. So 25th Tennessee, Pittsburgh 24th, Washington 23rd, Missouri 22nd, and Michigan 21st. The Vikings with a big win over the Lions 27-24 in J.J. McCarthy's return. He was 14 of 25, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Aaron Jones Sr., 14 of 25, 143 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. It was McCarthy. I'm sorry. Aaron Jones Sr., 9 carries, 78 yards. Jordan Addison, 2 catches for 48 yards. Blake Cashman, 14 total tackles. For the Lions, Jared Goff, 25 of 37, 284 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. But between David Montgomery and Jamar Gibbs, 20 total touches for 65 yards. It's not going to do it. Sam Laporta, 6 catches, 97 yards with a touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown added 9 catches for 97 yards. Jack Campbell, 9 total tackles. And again, here's the theme. Minnesota won the rushing battle. Obviously, Detroit was better on 4th down. They were 3 of 3. Both teams turned it over once. But Minnesota wins the rushing battle, hence they win the game. Lions 5-3. Tied with the Bears. The Vikings are 4-4, so a big win for them. College football playoff, as we go down the list here, number 20 is Iowa, number 19 is USC, and number 18 are the Miami Hurricanes. As they continue to reveal the list, Georgia Tech drops all the way down to 17th with that loss to NC State. I'm waiting for the 16th place to come up here. Again, Iowa 20, USC 19th, Miami 18th, Georgia Tech 17th. And still waiting. Vanderbilt 16th. Upset of the week, the Panthers beat the Packers 16-13. Okay, we're going to continue with the list. Louisville's 15th. Slowly creeping up the standings. Again, this is the college football playoff rankings. The initial playoff rankings. Virginia is 14th. 8-1, undefeated in the ACC at 5-0. They have 3 games left. So we have Louisville 15th, Virginia 14th, Utah up to 13 in the initial college football playoff rankings. And now the top 12 coming up. The initial top 12, which would be the initial, if the season ended today, these teams would be in the college football playoff. I'll get back to the Panthers beating the Packers. Still waiting for the 12th and the 11th spots. And of course, you know, they have to do their thing and talk about statistics and bullshit, and just get to the rankings. Oklahoma's 12th. A little bit of a surprise for me. I didn't think they would be that high in the initial rankings. And Texas is 11th. So Texas, if the season were to end today, they would be the 11th seed. After losing to Florida, and we all know Florida is having a bad season. Losing to Ohio State on the road, albeit by 7 points. So right now, if the season ended today, Oklahoma and Texas would be in the college football playoff. I'm still waiting for the rest of the. Okay, so the Panthers beat the Packers. Bryce Young was 11 of 20, 102 yards, no touchdowns, and a pick. Rico Dowdle, 25 carries, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns rushing. Teteroa McMillan, 4 catches, 46 yards. Christian Rosaboom with 15 total tackles. For Green Bay, Jordan Love struggled. He was 26 of 37, 273, a touchdown, no touchdown and a pick. Josh Jacobs, 17 for 87 and a touchdown. Romeo Dobbs, 7 catches, 91 yards. Xavier McKinney, 9 total tackles. We're going down the rest of the college football playoff rankings. In the 10th spot, Notre Dame. I figured they would be more between 10 and 12. People are all up in arms. Miami, well, how can they be ranked ahead of Miami if Miami beat them head to head? Notre Dame's 2 losses were to highly ranked teams, and not so much Miami anymore. Don't lose to SMU at home. That's all I'm going to say. If you don't lose to SMU at home, you're probably ranked higher. But Notre Dame, since those 2 losses, they've looked sharp. Oregon ranked 9th, which is kind of where I expected them to be. So Notre Dame 10, Oregon 9. Waiting for the rundown here. If we look at the team stats for the Panthers-Packers games, again, this is a recurring theme. Carolina won the turnover battle. They won the rushing battle. Therefore, hence they win 16-13 in the stunner. Packers 5-2-1. They still sit atop the NFC North. Panthers are 5-4. Excuse me. As we continue to go down the bouncing ball of NFL scores from week 9. Chargers beat the Titans in a closer game that they would have liked. Nonetheless, the win. Texas Tech ranked 8th in the initial college football playoff rankings. So Texas Tech 8th. And BYU was 7th. I figured BYU and Texas Tech would be side by side. So BYU 7th. So Notre Dame 10, Oregon 9, Texas Tech 8, BYU 7th. In the 6th spot, as soon as it pops up here, Ole Miss. So Ole Miss is 6th. Kind of where I expected them to be. Justin Herbert was 19 of 29, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, a pick. He was also the leading rusher, which isn't good. 9 carries, 57 yards, and a touchdown. Orondo Gadsden the second, 5 catches, 68 yards. Leading tackler Dalen Henley. Titans, Cam Ward, 12 of 21, 145 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Tony Pollard, 10 for 56. Yelik Ayamanur, 3 for 46. Leading tackler was Cedric Gray with 16 total tackles. Your top 5 college football initial rankings: Georgia 5th, Alabama 4th, A&M 3rd. So from 3 to 6, you've got 4 SEC teams. So Ole Miss 6th, Georgia 5th, Alabama 4th, A&M 3rd. It's just going to depend on, I'm sure it's going to be either Indiana at 2 and Ohio State at 1, or they might flip-flop them. And yes, Ohio State is number 1 in initial college football playoff rankings. Indiana is 2nd, kind of where we thought they were going to be. All this means diddly shit because it's going to change from now until the final championship games played. The Chargers won the rushing battle. They were better on 3rd down. 27-20. The Titans shining up their golf clubs. They're 1-8. Chargers are 6-3. Patriots held on to beat the Falcons 24-23. For the Falcons, Michael Penix Jr. 22-30, 21, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Bijan Robinson, 12 carries, 46 yards. Drake London, 9 for 118, 3 touchdowns receiving. AJ Terrell Jr., 8 total tackles. Patriots, Drake May, 19 to 29, 259, 2 touchdowns a pick. Travion Henderson, 14 carries, 55 yards. Demario Douglas, 4 catches, 100 yards receiving, and a tutty. Christian Gonzalez, 7 total tackles. New England turned it over twice, Falcons none. Patriots won the rushing battle. They were better on third down. Atlanta was 1 of 10 at third down. And still the Patriots only won by a point. But look, Patriots are 7-2. One of the surprises of the season. Falcons are 3-5. Again, your top 12 in the initial college football playoff rankings. And this is the way it would be seeded as of today. Number 5, Georgia would take on number 12, Memphis. Because Memphis is the highest ranked team, I guess, out of the non-power 5. So number 5, Georgia would play number 12, Memphis. Number 6, Ole Miss would play number 11, Virginia. Number 7, BYU would play number 10, Notre Dame. Number 8, Texas Tech against number 9, Oregon. And so forth, and so forth. So that's the way it stands as of today, November 4th. 49ers beat the Giants 34-24. Good road test, I guess. Mac Jones was 19 to 24, 235, 2 touchdowns. More importantly, no picks. Christian McCaffrey, 28 for 106 and a rushing touchdown. He also added 5 catches for 67 yards and a tutty. Dana Bethune, 16 total tackles. For the Giants, Jackson Dart was 24 of 33, 191, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He was also the leading rusher, 8 carries, 56 yards and a touchdown. Darius Slayton, 5 for 62 receiving. Bobby Okereke and Dane Belton, 14 total tackles apiece. San Francisco won the rushing battle. A little bit better on third down. Just San Francisco made one more big play than New York did. Giants are 2-7. The 49ers 6-3. Steelers beat the Colts. I called that one. Colts tried to make a game of it, but Daniel Jones, 5 total turnovers. Reverting back to the Danny Dimes that we know. 3 interceptions, 2 fumbles lost. Not going to cut it. I don't even have to go over the stats. That's all you need to know. 5 turnovers. Couldn't run. I mean, neither team could run the ball. But when you're turning it over 5 times, for God's sakes, you're not going to win the game. Steelers 5-3. The Colts still sitting at 7-2. Whoops. Broncos beat the Texans in a defensive battle. 18-15. The Broncos right now can beat you any which way they can. Bo Nix, 18-37, 173, 2 touchdowns a pick. J.K. Dobbins, 15 carries, 61 yards. R.J. Harvey was the leading receiver, 5 for 51 and a touchdown. Alex Singleton, 10 total tackles. T.J. Stroud got knocked out of the game. For Houston, Davis Mills was 17-30, 137, no touchdown, no picks. Nick Chubb, 11 for 34 rushing. Dalton Schultz, 6 catches for 77 yards. Leading tackler, Kamari Lassiter. Aziz Al-Sha'ir, each with 9 total tackles. We go to the team stats. Broncos turned it over twice, didn't seem to bother them. They won the rushing battle. They were better on third down. Houston was 30-17. on third down. Denver was 6 of 15. Just fugly football, but Texans 3 and 5, the Broncos 7 and 2. Jaguars beat the Raiders 30-29 in overtime. Competitive. I'll give it that. Not a lot of defense. Trevor Lawrence was 23 of 34, 220, no touchdowns and a pick. Travis Etienne Jr., 22 carries, 84 yards. Parker Washington, 8 catches, 90 yards for Jacksonville. Foyesade Olokun, 11 total tackles for Jacksonville. For the Raiders, Geno Smith, 29 of 39, 284, 4 touchdowns and a pick. Ashton Genty, 13 carries, 42 yards. Brock Bowers, welcome back. 12 catches, 127 yards, and 3 touchdowns receiving. Devin White, 16 total tackles. We go to the stats. Jacksonville had to win it in overtime. They held the ball for 42 minutes. The Raiders, 26. Jacksonville won the rushing battle. A little bit better on third down. Raiders 2 and 6. Jaguars 5 and 3. Only 2 games back of the Colts. Rams beat the shit out of the Saints 34-10. It wasn't close. Not going to go over the stats, although the stat that jumps out, Matthew Stafford 24-32, 281, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Rams 6 and 2, Saints 1 and 8. My Chiefs lost to the Bills 28-21, like they always do in the regular season, by the way. Bills won the rushing battle. Chiefs still can't run the football. That's why the Bills won the game. Can't run the football, you become one-dimensional in the passing game. They're going to try and put pressure on you. That's what the Bills did. A la what the Eagles did in the Super Bowl. Bills 6 and 2, Chiefs 5 and 4 on the outside of the playoffs right now. Seahawks waxed the Commanders 38-14. Commanders, Dan Quinn kept Jaden Daniels in too long. Now he's out with a dislocated elbow. He's probably done for the year. Season's probably lost. Just idiotic decisions sometimes. Sam Darnold, 21-24, 330, 4 touchdowns and a pick. Kenneth Walker, 11 carries, 42 yards. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 8 catches, 129 yards. Tyrese Knight, 10 total tackles. Jaden Daniels, 16-22, 153, no touchdowns, a pick, and a dislocated elbow. Chris Rodriguez Jr., 12 for 65 and a rushing touchdown. Jeremy Reeves, 9 total tackles. Look at the team stats. Seattle on the turnover battle, 2-1. Washington won the rushing statistic, but Washington couldn't stop the pass. 330 yards passing by Seattle. Therefore, hence the 38-14 score. Commanders are 3 and 6. The Seahawks 6 and 2. And then last night, Cowboys lost to the Cardinals. Cowboys stink. Period. Can't get out of their own way. Their owner's an idiot. Jacoby Brissett, 21-31, 261, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Amari DiMercato, 14 carries, 79 yards. Marvin Harrison Jr., 7 for 96 and a tutty. Denzel Burke, Akeem Davis Gaither, Buda Baker, Mac Wilson Sr., 7 total tackles apiece. For the boys, Dak Prescott, 24-39, 250, a touchdown and a pick. He was sacked 5 times. So was Jacoby Brissett, by the way. Javonte Williams, 15 carries, 83 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 7 for 85. Deron Bland, 14 total tackles, which is kind of what the Cowboys are right now. They're bland. Two stats you need to know. Actually, one stat. Cowboys turned it over 3 times. The Cardinals not. Therefore, hence, thusly and ergo, that's why the Cardinals won 27-17. Cowboys are 3-5-1. The Cardinals are 3-5. So, excuse me. Let us jump to week numero 10. And I will make my predictions. Coming up on Thursday, Raiders at the Broncos. Denver favored by 8.5. I know it's a divisional game. I know the spread's kind of high. Raiders suck. They're horrible. I'm going to Broncos 30, Raiders 13. Then on Sunday, Falcons at the Colts, but the game's in Berlin. I'm going to say this again to the NFL. They don't fucking care about American football over there. They don't. You got the Bundesliga. They don't care. It's just a mini vacation for Colts and Falcons fans. Indy's favored by 6.5. This game scares me for the Colts. Just because the Falcons are back to a corner. Not exactly sure what we're getting out of the Colts after they lost to the Steelers, but I'll still go Colts. I'll go 27-23 Colts. The Giants, this is at 1 o'clock. Giants travel to take on the Bears. Chicago's favored by 3.5. I don't know why I'm going to say this. I think the Bears might be emotionally drained. I'm going to pick the Giants in an upset. I'm going to go Giants 26, Bears 23. 1 p.m. Bills at the Dolphins. Buffalo favored by 9.5. Forget it. Bills 31, Dolphins 14. 1 p.m. The Ravens are at the Vikings. Baltimore favored by 4.5. I like what the Vikings did against the Lions last week, but the Ravens are getting healthy now. Ravens 28, Vikings 20. 1 p.m. Browns at the Jets. Cleveland's favored by 2.5. Jets are already in a fire sale. I'm going to go Browns 28, Jets 10. 1 p.m. Patriots at the Buccaneers. Tampa Bay favored by 2.5. Buccaneers coming off a bye. I'm feeling them off the bye week. I'm going to go Buccaneers 27, Patriots 21. 1 p.m. Saints at the Panthers. Carolina favored by 5.5. Saints stink. Carolina 31, Saints 17. 1 p.m. Jags at the Texans. Houston favored by 1.5. Still don't know what's going on with CJ Stroud. I like the way the Texans played against the Broncos. They played gritty. I'm going to go upset here. I'm going to go Houston 27, Jaguars 24. 4:05 p.m. Cardinals at the Seahawks. Seahawks favored by 6.5. I know the Cardinals just beat the Cowboys, but they got to go to Seattle now. Seattle 28, Cardinals 21. 4:25 p.m. Rams at the 49ers. Rams favored by 3.5. Rams always seem to have the 49ers number. I'll go Rams 27, 49ers 24. Lions at the Commanders. Detroit favored by 9.5. Could be a blowout. I'll go Lions 35, Commanders 14. 8:20 p.m. Steelers at the Chargers. Chargers favored by 2.5. I like the Chargers in a close one. Chargers 26, Steelers 24. Then on Monday night, Eagles at the Packers. Green Bay's favored by 2.5. Somebody knows something I don't. Defensive struggle. I'll go Packers 21, Eagles 17. There you have it. Again, the initial college football playoff rankings. Gave those out to you. Enjoy. It's election day. I'm still watching coverage. watching the results come in and stuff like that. Hope you got out and voted. So with all that being said, hopefully I'll see everybody tomorrow on the Cole County Entertainment Network for another edition of Early Evening Sports Buffet with Ginch tomorrow at 7. And then at 8, Student Body Rights, I will review week 10, look ahead to week 11. Ladies and gentlemen, stay safe out there. And again, I hope you voted. I'm out. I'm tired. I'll see everybody tomorrow.